Downtown between Brush Street and I-375. That's where we're located in the heart of Detroit at Ford Field, which first opened back in 2002. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Houston Texans and the Detroit Lions.
Where's the tap? 3T! 24! Tight go, tight go, tight go. Out, go. Slant, 54! And a block.
Now a first down throw, Watson. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Well, first carry now. This is Johnson. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
Right here, guys. Mike 51. Mike 51. Here we go. 51's the Mike. 51. Let's go.
And now with a play clock winding down, a whistle and possibly a false start. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. From the gun, Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Mike 52. You better be afraid of me. You 54.
Now Watson. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 30. It's a gain of 35.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Watson now, operating from the gun. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 11. And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line. Stills the intended target. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. He was brought down by Eric Wilson.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
Here we go.
On second down, Johnson. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down. We've become so accustomed to it, you sort of take it for granted.
You really do, but he is so good that every team in his division, every year, is trying to make sure they draft people charged with trying to block J.J. Watt. So far, hasn't been too successful.
First down, Lions on a pickup of 13.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line. 50-50.
On first down, it's Johnson. There for the tackle, Jacob Martin.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On second down now, it's Johnson, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Let's go, D, let's go. Hey, let's get this.
Throwing on third down, Stafford. Got his man, that's Tyrell Williams. And out of bounds right around the 20. They do get 9, but it leads to fourth down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. On fourth down, Stafford. He's got his man. It's Williams. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on fourth down to bring up first and goal. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Kerryon Johnson, his 11th touchdown of the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point good by Prater, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
At the 26-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From the gun, here's Watson. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick, and he will score. Touchdown, Lions. And this defense looking like they have come to play the pick 6, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to our training camp visit. What do we hear during these drills? Pass. Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Oski, that's the interception. That means everybody finds someone to block them legally, stay on your feet, and they get it done. Touchdown.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. From the gun, a run for Johnson. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down. $14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14, Texans nothing.
Set. 19. Get the first down. He's coming. I got you. I got you. Go. Hey, 51. 51, Mike. Mike, 51.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And he finds Stills, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
First down, Houston.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Defense. Watch the slant. Motion. Mike, 51.
A shotgun snap for Watson. It's complete. Stills. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down. And he went in route there from the slot for the completion.
Love how he runs his routes because it's all setting up your defender. Give him a little something one way, take it the other way. Head and shoulder fake. Sometimes you make one step to the outside, then break it inside. Really well-run route.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
Check 49. Under 10. 10. Off. 59. 51's the mic. It's a party now. And let's kind of go.
Watson from the gun, he'll throw. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Hey, switch gears. Switch gears. No.
Off the draw, here's Johnson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10.
Motion.
Operating from the gun, Watson. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Justin Coleman. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half. And you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest. We're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here. But he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. First down for the Lions on a nice pickup of 18 yards. Stafford going to come up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. Benardrick McKinney there to make the stop.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Check.
Here's Johnson. And an alley to run. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. They'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run-blocking abilities, and we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big game.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Johnson. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the end. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things has gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. An incomplete pass leads to second and 10 from the 25. Throwing again is Watson. He finds Hopkins complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Tracy Walker. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. Well, Charles, he's thrown 5 picks in a game before, and right now, after that one, he's standing on number 4.
And right now, your defensive coordinator is asking the offensive coordinator, can you do anything to slow this down? Because my guys have to keep running back out on the field. So play calling may come into it a little bit, maybe run the ball a little bit more. But a lot of it depends on the scoreboard. They may have to keep throwing it.
Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the field.
Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. He just joined the double-digit party with that last pick. He now has 10 on the season.
And that takes a great amount of skill, study, a tad bit of luck. But bottom line, he's had a heck of a season.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. After the interception, here's Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done.
51's the mic. Hey, I'm coming. 24.
Here's Watson. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And now here's another interception. Picked by Tracy Walker. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. That late in the clock, 2nd quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Here's Stafford. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. The linebacker, Zach Cunningham, there defensively to make that play.
Brings up 3rd down and 10.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. A final shot before the break. Stafford. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the 2nd half is underway. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the 2nd half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the 2nd half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll run it with Johnson. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
At their 49-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
So we got man. 40 got.
Running from the gun, Johnson. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation.
Brings up 3rd down.
Let's get it.
From the gun, here's Stafford. It's caught. Jones. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a 1st down.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a 1st down for them, too.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Johnson trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the Texans' 35-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And not much running room. Down to the 32.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now.
I got you.
On 3rd down, Stafford. This complete to Jones. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 12-yard line. On 1st down, Stafford here. He gets this one to Johnson. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it'll make it 2nd down. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Again, it's Stafford. Johnson's got it complete. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Kerryon Johnson. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Prater for the extra point. And the lead is now 24. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing. and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
So 2nd and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. On the ground, this is Johnson. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Mike 51. I can't believe they let you play.
On first down, it's Watson. Looking middle, and that's complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Give them 19 there as the drive marches forward.
I'm here all day. 54. Check 3, check 3.
Out of the gun, Watson. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
First down.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. We're on to the 4th here on Thanksgiving Day. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Watson on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. To throw on 2nd and 10. Watson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap for Stanford. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball in this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down. Here's Britton Colquitt now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. That's taken it around the 40. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hey, 1-7, 1-7. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. You don't want to know? Mike 54.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Flush to his right. He's going to take a shot right away. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jared Davis. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Faking to give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. Catch is made by Hawkinson, the tight end. A gain of 6 there on first.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, I don't think there's any question, Brandon, at this stage, the stop troops, the defensive guys, they got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score deficit window that they're in now, you got to get it ASAP. Yeah, no doubt about it. Stop them, use your timeouts. Easier to move the ball on offense without timeouts than to stop them on defense without using them. 2nd and 10, Stafford again. Complete to Jones. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You just go ahead and play.
And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. 15 yards for the Lions there on a first down.
Gotta love the catch. I think you gotta love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great, and they're fun. They're becoming a little more ho-hum, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. And I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing, but I think the gloves have to be helping in a big way.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Stafford. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Vernon Hargreaves with a pick.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 11. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Thomas has got it, complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
51 to Mike, boys, 51. Hey, 31.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Watson underneath for Johnson. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Watson. And that will be incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They will indeed snap it to Watson. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Deshaun Hand. And now, goodness, possession's going to go over right at the 10-yard line.
40. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Following the fumble recovery, Stafford. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays, keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Back to throw, Stafford. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Come on, fellas. Texans take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now Watson. And the catch made by Hopkins. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first? So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
So they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field, so you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for Detroit, they just keep on rolling as they move to 9-2 with a win here. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week, where they take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for Houston, to look like it won't be their year as they drop to 5-6. And they'll be